So I'm here with Decky McAleenan ahead of his fight at Cage Warriors 170. Decky, thanks for joining me. First thing I just want to touch on is that you were due to fight in November, but you had to pull out with an injury. What was the nature of the injury, and how have you been recovering since?
Well, I jumped straight back into training after a knee surgery, and then I happened to I was having just sort of there's a few things going on at home, and I'd taken a bit of time off training, and then I ended up tearing three muscles in my shoulder and a tendon. So luckily now they weren't bad tears; they were just all like wee micro tears in the three muscles. But like I'd say it took me about 8 weeks before I could move my arm again, like let alone even fight. I remember sitting watching Cage Warriors that I was meant to be fighting on and not being able to lift a cup of tea off the bedside table. So sort of that was the sort of reassurance that I made the right call and pulled me out of the fight. That I couldn't move my arm like so. Uh, it's the first time as a professional. I've only ever won one other pullout, and that's where I broke my wrist and got put in a cast. So like I obviously couldn't fight there either. But uh, it was a tough one to sort of to take. Like having the pull out of the fight, I didn't like doing it at all. Like, but listen, that was no, it was October last year it happened. So we're here now, and I done like a, if anything, it was like a blessing. See the rehab be done from my shoulder, and just the extra bit of time letting the knee and everything heal and recover properly. That now we sort of treated the rehab as like a pre-season, that we could get into this year and hit the ground running. That instead of like doing anything, it was like the start of fight camp in January, if you want to call it that. The body was primed, it was injury free, it was ready to go, and we sort of reaped the rewards of it this fight camp, where everything's been going well, thankfully.
I was just about to ask, how has the time off affected your training and affected the way that you're coming up to this next fight?
Uh, yes, I'm not like training, like I wasn't training on the mats towards the end of last year with the injury, but uh, I work in the gym. I pretty much bloody live in the gym. I'm there 24/7. So if I'm not training myself, I'm helping the younger lads train. I'm working in the gym. I'm doing like taking PTs. I'm never done sort of studying. I'm never done learning. So like sometimes the wee breaks for me, you near enough come back better. You come back with more sort of knowledge towards the sport. So as I said, this fight camp has been great. I've felt great everywhere. I fell back in love with the grappling aspect of the sport as well. So I'm happy. Just everything for this one has been a blessing.
It's been almost a year since your last fight in the Three Arena, which was a fantastic night for Irish MMA. But how do you feel that you've improved as a fighter nearly with a year on sidelines now?
Uh, I'm always making improvements. So I am. I'm getting fitter, faster, stronger. I'd say the biggest improvement with me is probably my mindset, probably the maturity now. Like I'm not a young pup no more. Like I've been around the block. I'm one of probably the most experienced boys there. And I'm still fresh. I haven't taken any beatings. I haven't taken any damage. My body's good. Like I've had a few injuries and that, but like nothing. There's boys out there 5 6 years younger than me, 10 times worse off than I am, and nowhere they've a lot more miles in the clock than I do. So I'd say the maturity's been the biggest part of it.
Your fight this weekend against Ville Mankinen, all of his stoppages have come on the ground. And I'm interested to see now, what's your approach coming into this? Because you just said you've kind of fallen back in love with grappling and stuff like that. Are you planning to take this fight to the ground, make a bit of a showcase out of it?
Yeah, we'll see where the fight goes. Like if the fight does go to the ground, and that's where he's strong. He's fuck it. We'll see what he has. Let's test him everywhere and see what opening he gives me to finish the fight.
Is there any particular finish to the fight that you haven't been that you have envisioned?
No, I'm just happy to go wherever the dance takes me. Just go and let whatever tools are needed on the night do the job.
The featherweight division has kind of opened up again. now with Paul Hughes up at lightweight, vacant title on the line. Either I think it's later this month or next month. What does your future in Cage Warriors look like now? Like where do you see yourself going after this fight?
I want to be pushed on towards the belt, so I do. I'm going to need to try and get a wee bit more of a run together. You can't be just having these fights and then layoffs, and then fights and then layoffs. You know, I need to get active again, and it's through no fault of my own why I'm not active. But we're running out of time now, boys. You know, like it's not. I'm not in my early 20s anymore. It's time to get the finger out and get a run towards that belt and lift the belt.
Ideally, how many times would you want to fight this year?
This year, well, the wife, she's due now in August, so I'll probably have the child, all being well, everything goes to plan, and then maybe September, October time, and then hopefully, depending on that, maybe then November, December time, depending on where the Cage Warrior shows are. Or if they have like a Dublin card mid-November or something, then it'll probably just be one for the end of the year, like, you know. But as I said, I'll fight whoever, whenever.
I wasn't aware. Congratulations to you and your wife. You probably don't want to be fighting during the summer. Put her under any more pressure than she's already under. But if there is a Dublin show, kind of come the end of the year, is there any particular names that you feel, you know, if you got that fight, that would be a standout win for you? That would get your name going in the title conversation.
No, as you said, the sort of division's up in the air at the minute. I think there's a few people have left and went to Octagon. You've got Fajanic floating about, but I say he's probably going to leave now soon as well. I say he's going to the UFC. Like, you know, it's be a shame if he didn't get to the UFC. I think he deserves it. And then who else is there? There's one of the Hardwick bros. He's fighting. Yeah, like just someone further on up the division, someone further on up the ladder. Do you know, like at the minute, these fellas are coming in to fight me to try and take the sort of what I've worked towards and what I've earned in Cage Warriors. You know, so just give me, as I said, get this fella out of the way, maybe an off fight or two, and then whoever's at the top of the division then.
Last question I have for you. I've asked everyone who's fighting on the card this so far. Aside from your own fight, what fight on this card are you looking forward to the most for watching as a fan?
I would say Kieran Brady, as he's a teammate of mine. He's making his pro debut. It's like I remember him coming in to starting in our gym with maybe a novice fight or two, and then he might have had his amateur debut on my own show, or it might have been his second amateur fight. I'm not too sure. So seeing someone develop from the ground up, Joe, come in and just bust himself every day, Joe, like not have been the most skillful, not have been the most, Joe, like not had things going for him, not have been the biggest, or just worked hard the whole time, and now he's like rattled out to like one of the top prospects in the country, turning pro, and been able to get him matched, and been able to get him matched on Cage Warriors and get that sorted for him has been great.